Good afternoon, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video overview of the ETFs. Why do we look at the ETFs? It's not because we like to look at a bunch of charts, okay? We got better things to do. But by looking at the ETFs, we can see industry themes. A major part of a stock price's movement is the industry that it's in, the sector that it's in. If it's a strong one, it increases the potential that the stock's going to go up. If it's a weak one, it increases the potential that the stock won't move or it'll go down. And we don't want that. So let's go in here and take a look at the ETFs. We like to systematize. Also, and I've been doing this way for a long time, weekly on the left and daily on the right. All right, and you can see the name up here. Robotics, Artificial Intelligence, BOTZ. And you can see it's been lifting up here a little bit. And again, weekly on the left, daily on the right. It is a little gappy. Okay, there's price gaps in there. You got to be careful with it. But what does it tell us? Well, this group has been improving. You can punch in BOTZ and look at their top 10 holdings and look for opportunities. That's why we do this. Systemization, and it helps us. We want to go focus on strength, folks. It'll really help you. Let's continue onward. Here's cloud computing. Cloud computing's forming, as you can see right here, a little base here, all right? And it's forming a little base here. It is choppy, though. It is a little choppy, and it fell on fairly heavy volume. It would be nice if this could settle down for a couple of days, form a handle, and then take off. Something to take a look into, all right? Diamond's picking up here a little bit. This is, again, an ETF of the Dow 30. And it's, it had been lagging, but it's improving. That's good to see. What does that tell us? So the rally's spreading out some. Good. Good to see. IBD 50. This one is still lagging, okay? I mean, watch this. Here's the diamonds way into new high ground. Here's the IBD 50. It's still lagging. That's not a criticism of the IBD 50. Oh, no. It's just saying that leading stocks, it's still relatively selective, okay? It's still relatively selective in the rally. We always have to focus on the best of the best, leading groups and leading stocks. By the way, I said leading groups. That's why we look at the ETFs, leading groups. So this needs to start showing a little bit more power. Okay, nothing really to do with it at this point in time. Continue onward. Oh, look at this, First Trust RC Right. This is technology related. And look at how this is starting to lift up. That's good to see. There's no real clean entry on it now, but what does it tell us? Technology's improving. That's good to know. What does that tell us? Maybe we should be looking, and have been looking, into some technology stocks. There you go. That's systemization. China, and this is why we do it too. China lifted off and then they took it right back down. Be careful with the Chinese stocks at this point in time. By the way, I'm not getting political, nothing like that. We're just looking at the charts and guiding this, price and volume action, guiding on what we do. And that was a big gap down, so be careful with that industry or that sector, okay, the Chinese. Gold miners is picking up, but not a lot of power there, okay? You got a tail bar here, you got a tail bar here, you got a tail bar here. Gold miners, there's just not a lot of power there. Be cautious with that, okay? It needs to show some strength. Gold picking up a little bit, but still a little choppy, okay? Better fish to fry. Maybe if this strengthens up in here, it will provide an entry spot. But at this point in time, it's going to need some good price action backed by volume. Biotechnology, it's a lagging group, folks. Look. And what does that tell you? It's below the fallen 50-day. Stay away from biotechnology stocks. It's important to know what to look for. It's just as important to know what to avoid. There you go. Continue onwards. Oil and gas, another energy ETFs. It's lagging. Leave it alone. I'm not being funny here. I'm just saying. There's nothing there. Leave it alone. With energy. Technology. Oh, look at how this has been picking up. That's good. And it has been picking up. What has that been telling us? Even back in here. Oh, I guess we should buy some technology stocks. Have we been? Yes, we've been buying them for a while. Okay? It was telling us to. The price and volume action of the stocks. Think MAXLIST stocks. Think NVDA. Okay? Think Microsoft. Think Intel. It was telling us. Let's continue onwards. IHI, medicine, look at the weekly. That's not real leadership there. I'd be careful with medicine. All right? U.S. medicine, let's be specific here. Mid-cap's picking up a little bit. It's improving, and that's good. What does that say? Oh, the rally's spreading out a little bit. That's good to know. All right. Aerospace and defense, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe look into some aerospace and defense stocks. Maybe Boeing, I don't know. There we go. Continue onwards. Home construction is improving. Home construction was great for us earlier in the year, and now it's starting to come back. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you part of it. Falling interest rates helps. Home construction is very, you know this, home construction is very interest rate sensitive. There you go. There's a good lift on there, right there. This would be nice if this could form a handle here, and it also corresponds right here. A handle right there. If it could do that on the weekly and the daily, look into some home construction stocks. See how we systematize? Got a bad data bar here, and I apologize, folks. I'll edit that real quick. We'll just edit the low on this to make it easier. There we go. Picking up here. All right, what is this? This is growth, the growth stock. I'm not saying buy this, but what does it tell you? Hey, maybe take a look. Got a bad data bar? Yep, I still do. Okay. I'm just going to edit the low on this real quick to make this so we can see something here. And it's working. That's good to see. What does this tell you? I'm not saying buy this, but it's saying growth stocks are picking up. Yes, they have been for a while. That's why we own Microsoft and Intel and NVDA. Oh yeah, and QLD back in here too, is when we were buying that. It was telling us to. No forecasting, getting in line with what it is. Continue onwards. Small caps still kind of lagging here, kind of choppy in here, okay? Still kind of underperforming. Getting a little bit better, okay? But not a leadership position, okay? Real estate's picking up a little bit, but still, look at the weekly, a lot of overhead supply. But it is improving, and I like this here. By the way, have you noticed how many times it said it is improving? What does that say? The rally's spreading out some. That's good. Let's continue onwards. Transportation's picking up a little bit. That's good to see. Airlines, yeah, but I mean, look at the weekly. This is why I let you go, although daily's not too bad. Look at the overhead supply on the weekly. Be careful with that. Continue onwards. Regional banking's picking up. A lot of overhead supply here. Picking up a little bit. Some strength. I'm not saying buy it, okay? But it's nice when the financials pick up, okay? Continue onwards. Mid-cap's picking up a little bit. I like this, that it's picking up. I'm not saying buy this, but it's telling us something. The rally's spreading out. It's not just the big stocks that are doing it. I like to know that. Oil services, flip the coin. What does this say to us? What's it tell us? Stay away from oil service stocks. Stay away. That's it. Oh, maybe it's going to bounce. I don't want to play the maybe game. I can find a bunch of things that are strong now. Strength begets strength. Leave it alone. Pharmaceuticals, still lagging. I'd leave that alone. Oh, QLD, this is working. Look at this. By the way, our first buy on QLD was down in here. Okay? Right in here. Look at the volume pickup on that bar. Right there. Bought more? There you go. That's a moonshot, folks. And we were in it down in here. Buying it. There we go. In good shape. Let it work. Don't buy it up here. QQQ's picking up. I have to go back here. You can see these tops here. Going across here. Here's QQQ. I drew the line. There's tops there. Going across here. Maybe form a little handle. We're in QLD and I'm really happy with that. Okay. But what does this tell us? The big NASDAQ 100 stocks. They've been doing pretty good. And what does that tell you? Maybe I should look at some NASDAQ 100 stocks. The big names. Think MAXLIST stocks. There you go. Retail, it's awfully choppy. It's shown some strength. I'm not saying buy this ETF. When you see big gaps like this, be really careful buying stuff like this, folks. Okay? But what does it tell us? Bigger picture. Retail sector is improving. That's good to know. Silver's improving a little bit, but awfully choppy on the weekly. But it is improving a little bit. That's good to see. By the way, what's been the common word that I've used more times than not? Improving. I'm not being the eternal bull. I'm just looking at what is. That's all. We don't need to be negative. We don't need to be positive. We just need to be realist. And that helps us. Let's continue onwards. Steel's picking up a little bit. I like that. I like the space across there on steel. That's nice to see. It's awfully gappy, okay? But it's telling us, hey, parts of the economy are doing better related to steel building. Semiconductors. Isn't that nice? What's it been telling you? Hey, maybe you're looking at some semiconductor stocks. Gosh, let me see. Is there any let me see. What's in that group? Oh, yeah. NVIDIA's in that group. There you go. Connect the dots. I'm not saying buy this now, but we've been involved with semis for a while, including Intel on top of it. Spiders, hanging in there. I like this base on the spiders right here. It's improving. By the way, I need to share something with you. When all this crud was happening, we're just like, let's be patient. Let's be patient. There's not a lot going on. You know, I'd love to do stuff, but there's not much there. We start to turn the corner, and then we start buying. There you go. Let the charts tell you what to do. Price and volume action. You don't have to forecast. SSO, same situation, looks all right. Solar, stay away. I mean, look at, compare and contrast. Oh, this is near highs. That don't look too bad. Oh yeah, this is near lows. That's bad. Move on. You don't have to overthink it. Stay away from solar stocks. Small caps, another small cap ETF. It's improving some, but the real leadership is not in the small caps. It's in the other growth areas, bigger growth areas. Uranium's picking up a little bit. Maybe looking at some uranium stocks. Oil. Here's another oil ETF. I've already shown you a couple of them. Here's another one. It's just further reinforcement. Stay away from the energy group for now. That's it. You know what's really great about that? Things to look for, but flip the coin. Oh, these are things to avoid. Opposite sides of the same coin, but in both instances, it narrows down our search focus on what to key on. And we love that. Let's move on here. Here we go. Consumer discretionary is picking up a little bit. Not real leadership, but you know, picking up a little bit. Aerospace and defense is acting decent. Okay. And oh, let me think that. Oh, that'd probably be something like maybe a Boeing or a Lockheed Martin. There you go. That's connecting the dots. Biotechnology still lagging. There's not a lot of power. Leave it alone. Home builders picking up a little bit. We talked about another ETF in the home building sector. It's starting to improve. That's good to see. Home builders. By the way, back here, this was a rocket ship move for us with some home building stocks. Okay, and it's improving. What does that tell us? The rally's spreading out to other sectors. Move on. Materials. How do you build houses? You need materials. There you go. Communications, technology related, improving. Energy, another energy ETF. How does that look to you? It don't look so good to me. It says stay away. Financials picking up. I like to see financials picking up. Industrials picking up a little bit. Not a bad sector to look into. Technology, look at the strength there. And it has been demonstrating strength. Technology, and yes, we own a lot of technology stocks. It was the price and volume action of the stocks, the price and volume action of the ETF was saying, hey, you might want to take a look into me. I've got some power in here. That's doing it. That works for you. Systemization, I love it. Let's continue onwards. Consumer staples, not a lot of power. Do a compare and contrast. Oh, that looks pretty good. It's all right. What does that say? Stay away from consumer staples. Done. Healthcare, not a lot of power. Be careful with healthcare. Consumer discretionary, yeah, it's okay, but not a lot of power. Metals and mining, it's all right. Okay. Another energy ETF. Gosh, I think we've seen 4 of them now. I guess that tells us something. And it has been telling us, stay away from energy for right now. That's simple. That's simple. I like that. What to look for, what not. Retail's picking up a little bit. It's awfully choppy. Be careful with it, but it is improving some. Might look at some retail stocks. Software, all right. Technology related, yeah. Let me think. Do we own any software stocks? Oh yeah, we own that little one called Microsoft. Okay. Here we go. First stocks on the list. Yeah, this is the MAXLIST. Love these stocks. Apple's lifting up. I'd love this to form a handle right here. Okay, but again, it's a big, folks. It's a MAXLIST stock. Look at the move. There you go. Continue onwards. Amazon. Own Amazon from down lower. Okay. And it's made a good move for us already. Okay. From down in here. I think our buys were right in here. And it's working. Perhaps it will form a handle here and we'll buy more. That could also be, because it's a cup with a high handle, that could also be a new buy. So there we go. Continue onwards. Alibaba. Folks, there's nothing there. Move on. Say, oh, it might bounce. Why play the might bounce? You know, oh, this is moving up. I need to look at this. Oh, this is still falling. Move on. Don't impose your will on it. Let the stock price and volume action tell you what to do. There's nothing there. And the same thing's true with BIDU. There's nothing there. Leave it alone. Google's picking up a little bit. Maybe Google will form a handle here. and then lift off. That would be constructive. It's made a pretty good move to get up here. The handle, what does the handle mean from a psychological perspective? Think about this. The stock's made a good move. You think there should be some people taking some profits? Yeah, that is the constructive part of the handle. You get rid of the last of the sellers, then it takes off again. That's something we look for. So we'll see. We'll watch and see what happens. Give it a couple more days. Goldman Sachs, now this is forming right here. This is forming a handle. Look at this, up on good volume, pulling back on less volume. Could this take off? And I'll draw this for you. There you go. And it's a MAXLIST stock. Perhaps form a cup with a handle right here. Here's the weekly. Good volume on the weekly bar. There we go. Watch it and see what happens. If it takes out that line, what do you want to see? Take out that line in a good market with good volume. MasterCard, there's a low-level base right here, and I'll draw it for you. Cross these tops right there. So what do you want to see? Lift across these tops in a good market and have good volume following it. There you go. Continue onwards. Meta. We own Meta down in here, and it's been a good run. Then there was more bought up here, and it's forming a little handle here. Okay, it's in good shape. Let it work. I would love this to base here a couple of more days and then take off. That could be a new buy or an add-on. All right, just laying it out there for you. Okay, we had buys up here too, just to let you know. Okay, across these tops. So here, I'll draw this for you, just so you know where we're coming from. I think it was right in here. I do believe. So there we go. Watch this and see what happens. Let it form a little handle here. That would be a good sign. All right. Here we go. Microsoft, owned down lower, and I'm thankful for things like this. That's a good run, folks. We're still in it. We're letting it work. That's simple. Note support on the ADMA. What's one slight concern? It fell on a pretty big pickup in volume on Friday, so we'll have to watch it. What have we done, though, by the way? And I need to share this. This is for everybody. We've had a couple of sells into strength to guarantee profits. People say, folks, I've been doing this since 1986. One of the quotes that you heard years ago, decades ago, oh, you'll never go broke taking a profit. That's a lie, okay? If your losses are bigger than your profits, you'll go broke. This is why we ride trends. Let them work. Let it work as long as it can. That will really help you. There you go. That's, by the way, everything I share with you, this is stuff I used to talk at the IBD meetups every month. There we go. And nobody ever threw anything when I was up on the stage. So, except this one time. No, I'm kidding. Here's Netflix is working from down here. This has been a great run. It's 50 points plus, and it's working. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. It's a MAXLIST stock, and it's working. We're in great shape. Is there anything to do with it right now? It's pretty extended. I wouldn't buy it up here. Maybe it'll form a handle. That would be really constructive, but it's been a good run. Let her work. NVIDIA. We own NVIDIA from down in here, okay? And that is a moonshot. There you go. Yes, MAXLIST stock. Now, look at the weekly. This is why I like weekly and dailies. You see the weekly right here? So you can see buys down lower, and it's working, and note the trend. Now, I need to pause here and share something. We have earnings coming out on some of these MAXLIST stocks. Please know the earnings dates and know the earnings times. Some stocks report before the open, and you don't want a surprise. And I'm not saying there's going to be a bad surprise, a negative surprise, but just know the dates. Know the dates and the times. Clean tops across here. I'd love this to base. Form a little handle here on the daily. And there's the weekly. See, this is the usefulness of a weekly and daily. I do the same thing when I scan the MarketSmith charts. I have weekly and daily side by side. It helps you see the bigger themes, the bigger picture. So looks good. We'll let her work. It's working. We just let it work. Continue onwards. Tesla, it's lagging down here, okay? News lifted it up here, but it's below the 50-day and stuff. This needs to start to base and then push through these tops here, okay? Now, this is the daily, and you can say, yeah, it's okay, but watch this. Here's the weekly. There you go. See that? Now we've got a line here. If this could lift up and then, or just go sideways and price catches up to that downward sloping trend line, that may be an entry. We'll watch and see. That's why I have weekly and daily side by side. It really helps us. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be, right? And it's working. It's lifting up here a little bit. There's some tops here. The one negative on this at this time, it took a lot of power just to get up here. There was right here going across these tops, and you can see it on the week. Look, you can see it on the daily, but look at the weekly. You can see it so much clearly pushing across these tops. And I'll draw the line for you. And again, this is a useful tactic, team. I share with, by the way, I want to tell you all something. I don't have any secrets. Okay, it's like, I wonder if he tells us everything. I don't know everything. Nobody does. Okay, but anything that I know that is relevant, I'll share with you. That's just, I think that's important. Just going across these tops here, and I'll draw you the line just to show you. There it is, just a simple flat line. It's nothing fancy. I say this a lot, and one of my degrees is in psychology, okay, and advanced stuff with it, okay? And charts are a reflection. This is deep here, folks. Charts are a reflection of human emotions. Fear, that's fear. Greed, panic, and in here, complacency, all right? It's all reflected in the charts. Use that to your benefit, okay? It will help you make better investing decisions. And you don't need a degree in psychology to see it. Right here, folks, this is fear. This is panic. They're selling the tar out of it. When you see that, leave it alone. Wait till it turns, then there's a period of complacency, and then it starts to lift. There we go. That will help you. You can really see it on NVIDIA is probably the best example. Let's see here. There's an Intel. Look at the base through here, and look at the daily base here. You can see that. Look at the volume pickup on this bar. On this bar, the stock did 24.5 million shares. On this bar, 45.5 million. Folks, watch the number right here, the V. Volume, 24.5, 45.5. Folks, it did 21 million more shares, and they bought the tar out of it, right there. And that was a trigger. You can see this going across here on the weekly, and you can see this on the daily, and I'll draw this to help you. This is important. You're important. I don't want to just, like, people walk away and say, I don't know how you got that. There's the line. It's nothing fancy. You could draw with a crayon. Don't do that on your monitor. That's a bad thing. But you can see these tops across here, okay? A nice volume pickup on that bar. And it's working. We're letting it work. There you go. Continue onwards. Back to the top with the spiders. Let's take this right here, and we just rounded them out.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.